It's an app by a gaming company called Miniclip. My username is Barak. If anybody wants to compete with me online, more than happy. You usually find me there around midnight before I go to sleep. Clears my mind and my soul. Think about me as your appetizer, okay? We're just before lunch. I know that the last thing you want to hear is a bit of technology disruption talk, so I'll try and indulge you a bit in a different direction and have an open discussion, or you might say an open narrative about what it means for us going into the cloud. I'm not going to talk about monetization, user experience, how to monetize your app. I will tell you a few things, how we think we come into that great ecosystem of the app world. And we ask ourselves what will happen in the next 5 years. I think obviously about my family, I think about my career, a lot of us, but we're talking mostly about this market. And if you think about the whole market evolving, the app market, the cloud market, you can start realizing that things are just, getting started. Things are ramping up like we've never seen them before. In 5 years, we'll have 8 billion connected smartphones, which is 2x more than today. Obviously, great opportunity for all of you. We're going to have 32 billion connected, what is the biggest trend probably now in a subset of cloud, Internet of Things, IoT. Think about it, it's 6x more than today. You're going to have electronic devices speaking with each other without human intervention. You're going to have sensors communicating data. Cars are going to be smarter. Everything's going to be way more connected again, and that leads to something that is causing data to explode. And we are seeing it as running that back-end infrastructure for a lot of you companies and a lot of us in Google, that data is just, becoming crazier, bigger, and more complex every day of the, of our days. And smart companies are taking advantage. I will be, in a humble way, saying that Google is doing a very good job in leveraging data, and I think that a lot of you guys are also all about how do I increase my direct monetization by creating better analytics for my app. And that's where we come into this story. That's where we can inspire you guys and in a way resolve a lot of that developer dilemma that you think about. iOS, Android, you have a lot to deal with, and then when you go to the cloud, you need to start thinking about your backend system and how do I leverage data. And what we've seen so far is that a lot of companies are approaching this from a very traditional way. And I want to talk to you about what Google is trying to bring into the market. We are trying to bring this infinite scale, which we are developing for our own benefit and our own use of Google search technologies. YouTube, we mentioned, all these require massive data centers, and that data centers are state-of-the-art, probably the best you can find from both networking, computer capacity, data analytics components. And we've been starting to open them up for the benefit of customers and organizations that want to exploit our power and our scale behind us. But we feel that a lot of the decisions that customers are making nowadays is all about taking the traditional tools that they've come to know, familiarize with them over the last 20 years, and now try and force them onto the cloud. We feel that the debate is mostly about where to do compute rather than how to do compute. And that's where we're trying to inspire you guys to think a little bit different. If we think about the evolution of cloud as a whole, it started from pure hosting. People didn't want to host their own kits and their own hardware because we didn't have much space. If you're a studio who's going to start a app shop and you're 4 people at the beginning, the last thing you want to do is allocate physical space to hardware. You prefer just, having somebody else deal with that problem. But then we saw the evolution come in what we call the second wave of what is probably now more common in the cloud is what we call the virtualized data centers. Things are a bit better than just pure hosting. But this is not the end state for cloud. This is, again, only the beginning for cloud. And for us, the real third wave, or where cloud needs to be in 5 years or even before, is fully automated services, all driven by scalable data application. And that's where we are positioning ourselves, and as well giving you insights or tools to do that third wave computing already now. And it's a challenge. That's where we live. A lot of companies are still all about doing things internally or in the way that they are used to, and we are here to educate a lot of you guys that, how many of you, just raise of hand, are not CMOs or in charge of your technology stack in your company? Ooh, I have a tough crowd. So your mission, if you accept it, is to say, wow, I heard this guy and go back to your CTO or CEO, whoever in charge of technology, and tell them you have to talk to Google because they have something unique, something else. That's the mission, and that's why my talk is very short and concise, as well as I told you in appetizer. But think about it, that what we're doing is we're outsourcing our headaches onto cloud providers, but we're really not doing anything effective. We leave it as a component of infrastructure that still require management, maintenance, and in a way you still, as I call it, you don't have your weekends or your nights to rest. Somebody has to scale up. If you're suddenly a company that uses our cloud like Mag Interactive a year and a half ago, see success overnight and get 50 million downloads over a week, they want to know that there's something behind them that can do that for them, and they can just focus on the app and on the data analytics of that application. And a lot of the people or choices that we've seen the market take is actually not outsource that, call it sheer capacity or problem solving to a cloud provider such as Google, but they really just transfer the way that they do compute to a different place, but still are left with the burden of how do I do better apps? How do I do better analytics? And that's really where Google is about. We have a great use case of a company called Outfit 7. I'm pretty sure a lot of you know it, if any of you are parents like myself. Talking Tom is not my best friend, but it is a very popular application, and Talking Peer, and there's a lot of talking creatures there, but it's an amazing evolution of to see how an app can transform the way kids interact with mobile, how they are inspired to do more stuff, but everything is done there with a lot of insights into real-time analytics. So think about it, if I have 1 million gamers, 2 million users of my app, 1 million, think about how many data they create on any given moment. And that's where we're trying to get you guys equipped with the right tool, that everything is becoming in real time. You aggregate all your data points and sensors in real time. You push them into a repository that is accessible by your data scientists with very simple tools, and you create seamless applications that look into the real-time experience and offer direct monetization based on the user behavior. You don't do it in batch. You don't do it later in the night to analyze a lot of your traffic. Everything becomes real time. Data is exploding. If you think that what you're handling now in terms of data warehouse capacity is a challenge, wait for a year from now. Then you'll understand what I'm talking about. Data is exploding in terms of the amount of data you're trying to aggregate, capture, and analyze. That's where we're heading with in that real-time analytics for gaming, for apps, and that's the notion of cloud. We talk about the future, and I'm here only to inspire you to think about it. And we've heard a few things about future. I heard there's a famous saying, the future is already here, it's just not distributed equally. We heard that, but I really say that to be fixated and think about the future sometimes is counterproductive, and I think that your task is all about enabling yourself to be successful in the future. And that's the concept of the saying that you see behind you. It's not about to predict it, it's really to enable yourself to be ready for that success, to be ready to go across multiple regions and create better applications for your users and better insights for yourself so you can effectively monetize in a way better fashion. So in order to get you guys started, we have a few of my guys in the team, I think all the way in the back. So guys, if you can stand up, we have, I think, yeah, Christoph, Matt, and Nico. When you go out, if you're interested, drop your business card or just give them your email number. We'll send you out a credit voucher of $500, especially that's created for this event, so you guys can, as you said, if you accept that mission, I know some of you already are customers of, you can still use that coupon. And exactly. Think about it, you just earned a $500 voucher discount, but take it, you'll get a mail, pass it on to the people applicable in your company, and I urge you guys to try, because we do have some amazing stuff. We're not the most famous cloud provider out there. Obviously, if I ask, most of you would say that you use Amazon cloud solutions, because I asked last night in dinner a few of you customers, so that's no surprise for us, but do go through our team, offer them your email address. In exchange, we'll give you $500, and I promise you no spam beyond that. So I want to thank you very much for your time. And I want to thank you. My email is here if anybody wants to drop me a mail with any ideas you have, how we can improve our cloud. I love disruption. I love innovation. I like to think out of the box, and that's what our cloud is about. So thank you very much, and have a wonderful lunch.